Welcome to our program. You know, we owe an awful lot to the veterans of our country, those who have served in our armed forces. And there are many who feel like they don't get the respect or the recognition that they deserve. On this program, we're going to be looking at an organization that is doing a lot with and for the veterans of our country. That is the American Legion. My guest is Jim Zeitz, who is the commander of District 14 of the American Legion and also first vice commander of the Greensboro Post 53. Jim, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jay, for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Looking forward to talking with you about the American Legion because I know they do so many good things. People may not know, they know of the American Legion, but maybe not much about it. Tell us just a little bit about what you do.
Well, the American Legion is the largest wartime veteran service organization. We've been around for 100 years. We were founded in 1919 by World War I veterans. One of the most famous ones is Teddy Roosevelt Jr. Mm-hmm. He believed that the veterans returning home needed a voice, so he organized U.S. forces, the Doughboys, in Paris, France in 1919, and they had their first caucus, and from that caucus established the American Legion.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I understand it was established or founded in, the American Legion was founded in Paris. On the surface, that sounds a little strange.
But that's why it was at the end of World War I, and Teddy Roosevelt Jr. wanted to make sure that they got the organization established early instead of waiting until they got back to the States and went their separate ways. And
you're open to anybody that has honorably discharged from the armed forces?
Correct. That just recently changed. In the end of July, President Trump signed what was called the Legion Act, and that actually opened up our eligibility from any honorably discharged veteran from December 7th, 1941 to current.
Okay, and what had it been before?
It was broken down by wartime service, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, Panama, and then global Persian Gulf and current day. So there were some gaps in the eligibility, and they realized that even though we were in the Cold War, people were still dying for the defense of the country, and so that's where we came up with the Legion Act. Senator Tillis was one of the proponents of the Legion Act.
So a veteran does not have to have been in combat to be a member.
Just have had to serve during a war. Now, pretty much, if you've been on active duty, you're eligible.
On active duty, but not honorably discharged.
Yep.
Okay, what are the requirements for joining other than having been honorably discharged? I mean, do they have to go through any other requirements?
If you're on active duty, you're eligible to join just based on the fact that you're on active duty.
Okay.
Other than that, you just find somebody who wants to join. You want to join the American Legion, you just find a member, your local post, or go to legion.org/join, and you can join online. And then from there, the local post should be able to find you and bring you into the local post and put you to work or find out what you need.
What sort of verification do you need? I mean, do they have to bring a DD-214?
We do like to see their DD-214 just to
certificate of discharge, yeah.
To ensure that they are honorably discharged, or if you're on active duty, we just need to see a copy of your identification on your ID card.
Okay.
Due to personal information, we don't normally keep them, and if we do, we keep them under lock and key.
Okay. All right. So they join. What happens? What do you do?
Well, the American Legion does a lot of things. You might know some of the things that my post does.
Yeah.
We hold a Memorial Day ceremony every year at Forest Lawn Cemetery to honor all the Guilford County veterans that passed during the previous year. But that's just one of the many things. The other things that we do is we host Tar Heel Boys State, which is a program for rising seniors in high school that want to learn more about the government. They go down to Catawba College for a week of intense. We don't call it a workshop. We don't call it a camp. It's more of a week, a boot camp, basically. They teach them how to establish city, county, and state government, and then two young men are selected every year to go to Washington, D.C. for Boys Nation, and then they learn the federal system. So that's another program. One of the other programs that we have that most people might be aware of is American Legion Baseball.
Yeah, oh yeah.
American Legion Baseball started in 1926 in South Dakota, but what most people probably don't know is since 2012, we've hosted the American Legion Baseball World Series here in Shelby, North Carolina.
In Shelby, yeah.
If you want to watch some good, fundamental, sportsman-like baseball, check out American Legion Baseball.
And since you're on baseball, let me ask you about the Greensboro Red Wings. Do you still sponsor that?
Yes, we still do. And in fact, this coming season, we're hoping to have a junior team, which is more the younger high school students versus the older high school students. So,
and the Red Hawks, is that a separate organization?
I don't know about the Red Hawks.
Okay. I think I saw somewhere where that at one time there was maybe an organization called the Red Hawks, but you do have the Red Wings.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, do you have regular meetings? Do you get together for fellowship and things like that?
Yes, we have every month on the second Tuesday of every month at 7 o'clock we have a potluck dinner and then a general membership meeting after dinner, except for August and December. August we have an award ceremony for the local community where we recognize first responders from Guilford County Sheriff's Department, the Sheriff's Detention Center, EMS, Fire, Guilford City Police and Fire, and we also try to incorporate the 113th Sustainment Brigade from the National Guard as well. And we also occasionally have young men or young ladies that have participated in our programs come to that as well.
Now, I know that the Greensboro Post is number 53, and I wanted to ask you about the numbering system because I've seen that posts in other states are also 53. How does the numbering system work?
The lower the number is the older the post. So we were the 53rd post in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. So it's a state by state?
Yes.
Okay.
Each state, their posts are at least for the first 100 or 200 are sequentially numbered. After that, it can get a little different in their numbering. But like North Carolina, the lower the number, the older the post. And speaking of that, we were founded November 20th, 1919. So pretty much right after the Legion was, the national organization was founded, we were founded.
Yeah.
And in this November, we're going to have a birthday party to celebrate.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you if you have anything special planned for your 100th anniversary.
Yes, we are having a birthday party on November 16th. Yeah, November 16th at 6 o'clock at our post located at 729 Creek Ridge Road, Greensboro 27406. And we're going to have a jazz band, some I never can say hors d'oeuvres. Yeah, thank you. That's one word I never can pronounce.
Yeah. Horse d'oeuvre, we say. Yeah.
Cake, drinks. We're going to have a traveling history wall of the Legion. I was able to talk to the national organization. They have a miniature history traveling wall that they're going to let us have, so people that don't know the history of the organization can come out and look at it. The tickets are $15 just to help cover the cost of the meal and everything, and $15 per person or $25 for couples. So, and if you'd like to know more, you can either call the post, and that's 336.
We have the number up on the screen.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. I never can remember the last four.
Yeah, exactly. Now, is that just for members, or is it open to the public?
We would like the public to come out too, because we don't know where veterans live.
Sure.
They could be watching right now and have no clue, and this show is going to hopefully spur their interest, and they can come out and learn a little bit more.
Yeah, we certainly hope it will get more people involved. How many members do you have now in the post?
We have approximately 381.
That's pretty good size, yeah.
It's a decent sized post.
Yeah.
However, we have a lot of World War II and Korea vets that are now starting to, as we call, move on to post everlasting. Which
I was going to say there can't be too many World War II vets left.
We have Guilford County has quite a few, actually.
Really?
I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but because I had been doing some research for the birthday party, because obviously we would love to have the older veterans come and tell their story.
Yeah.
My father actually is a World War II vet, so he didn't go to war. He actually was in 46 to 47, but got credit. So I learned a little bit. I can relate to them, but I love to hear their stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's always fascinating to listen and understand what they're saying.
Now, I know your membership includes the 5 branches there on forces. Does it also include the National Guard?
Yes. And the other thing about our membership is we also have the American Legion Auxiliary, which is also turning 100 years old. November. The national organization turns 100 November 10th of this year. The auxiliary is open to all spouses of veterans. They just had a change in their eligibility to allow male spouses.
So I could say that used to be just strictly a women's organization.
Yes. This past August at the national conventions, they opened up membership to the male spouses of female veterans, because the female veteran population is actually the largest growing veteran population across the country. So there are a lot of men that were married to females that didn't have a place to be in the American Legion. So this is where now they can join. And also we have the Sons of the American Legion, which is the male descendants of any veteran of the American Legion.
Only males?
Just males. Female descendants are eligible for the auxiliary.
For the auxiliary, but not for they don't have a separate organization like this.
They have a separate category called the juniors. So they try to keep the ones under 18 together to teach them about the auxiliary and grow and mentor them to become future leaders of the organization.
Since we're talking about gender issues, one of the things that I saw as I was doing a little research about it is one of your special programs, and this is national, I don't know whether you do this locally or not, dealt with women's issues in the military. Is that a program that you have here locally? We
do not have one locally, but we do piggyback off the national organization. I don't know enough about it to speak to it, because like I said, there's hundreds of programs, and
sure.
I would love to know every program and be able to talk intelligently about them, but there's some that I just
know. Well, you do an awful lot. Now, you are the District 14 commander. How wide an area does your district cover?
District 14 covers all of Guilford County and all of Rockingham County. So I have I have 11 posts scattered through those 2 counties. There's 2 posts in High Point. There's actually 2 additional posts here in Greensboro.
Really?
Yeah. So we actually have 3 posts in Greensboro. There's post 53. There's post 83, which is actually Guilford College. It's based on where they chartered their chartered their post. Post 267. And post 386. Most people in Greensboro probably know post 386 is the hot dog post.
The hot dog post.
They serve hot dogs from September, about Labor Day, to right before to the end of April. That's their big fundraiser. That's what they do. I mean, a couple of years ago, I was doing a car show for my post, and I was going through Greensboro to get some donations, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're from the hot dog post." I'm like,